What if the right protein foods could do more than just control your blood sugar? What if they could also protect your nerves, heal your kidneys, support your heart, boost your immune system, and even improve insulin sensitivity naturally? In this video, we're revealing 6 of the most powerful protein foods for people with type 1, type 2, and prediabetes. Some of them you might already eat, but not in the most effective way. And one of them? It's often seen as unhealthy, yet science tells a very different story. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to eat, how much, how to cook it, and yes, you'll get a simple, diabetic-friendly recipe for each one. First on list, eggs. They're small, simple, and often misunderstood. But eggs might just be one of the smartest protein choices for people managing diabetes. A single large egg delivers about 6.3 grams of high-quality protein, which is around 13% of the daily value. It contains only 0.4 grams of carbohydrates and around 70 calories, making it almost perfect for blood sugar control. Since eggs have virtually no carbs, they don't spike blood glucose. But what makes them even more interesting is how they support the hormones and organs most vulnerable to diabetic damage. For example, research shows that eating up to 6 to 12 eggs per week may actually improve fasting blood sugar and insulin sensitivity, especially when part of a low-carb diet. Eggs are especially rich in choline, a nutrient that supports brain and nerve function, which is important for diabetics at risk for neuropathy. One large egg provides about 27% of the daily value for choline. You'll also find 22% of the daily value for selenium, which strengthens immune function, and 10% for vitamin B12, essential for nerve health and red blood cell production. The yolk, once unfairly blamed for raising cholesterol, is actually loaded with antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin, two nutrients shown to protect eye health, especially from diabetic retinopathy. Contrary to outdated beliefs, newer research confirms that moderate egg consumption does not raise heart disease risk in people with diabetes when consumed in balance with a healthy diet. Did you know eggs are one of the only foods that naturally contain vitamin D? That means while you're getting protein, you're also supporting your immune system, bones, and even insulin function with every bite. Now here's a common myth. Eggs are bad for your heart. The truth? It's not the egg. It's what you eat with it. Pairing eggs with refined carbs like white bread or sugary bacon causes the real damage. When eggs are eaten with vegetables or healthy fats, they can actually reduce inflammation and stabilize blood sugar. To get the most nutritional value from eggs, the best cooking methods are boiling, poaching, or soft scrambling in olive oil. These methods preserve the antioxidants in the yolk and avoid the harmful compounds that develop when frying at high heat. One simple and diabetic-friendly recipe: try a 2-egg veggie scramble with spinach, red bell pepper, and a sprinkle of feta cheese, cooked in a teaspoon of olive oil. That gives you about 12 to 13 grams of protein, or 24 to 26% of the daily value, a burst of vitamins, and steady blood sugar. A quick precaution: people with late-stage kidney disease may need to monitor phosphorus and protein intake, and eggs, especially the yolk, do contain both. Talk to your doctor or dietitian if you're on a renal diet. Also, avoid highly processed egg products like powdered eggs or pre-cooked breakfast sandwiches, which often include trans fats and sodium that harm heart and blood pressure health. As for price, eggs remain one of the most affordable protein sources in the U.S., averaging around $2.50 to $3.50 per dozen, or just 20 to 30 cents per egg. That's cost-effective protein that fuels your body, supports blood sugar stability, protects your eyes, nerves, and immune system, and tastes great with the right preparation. Second on list, edamame, those bright green baby soybeans, might look like a trendy appetizer, but they're actually a nutritional powerhouse for people with diabetes. 1 cup of cooked edamame, about 5.5 ounces or 155 grams, provides approximately 18.5 grams of plant-based protein, which is 37% of the daily value. It's also packed with 8 grams of fiber, about 29% of your daily needs, which helps slow the release of glucose into the bloodstream, reducing post-meal blood sugar spikes. With just 13.8 grams of total carbs, most of which are fiber, edamame has a low glycemic index of 15 and an extremely low glycemic load, making it ideal for blood sugar stability. But edamame isn't just about blood sugar. It helps address some of the most common diabetes-related complications. The high fiber and protein combo supports satiety, which can help with weight management and insulin resistance. It also contains 15% of the daily value for folate, 20% for vitamin K, and 10% for magnesium, nutrients that assist in improving insulin function, blood clotting, and nerve signaling. Magnesium in particular has been shown in research to reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes and lower A1C levels over time. Edamame is also rich in isoflavones, which are natural plant compounds shown to support heart health by lowering LDL cholesterol, an added bonus for diabetics at risk for cardiovascular disease. Here's a myth that needs busting. Soy causes hormonal imbalance. The truth is, moderate soy consumption, especially in whole forms like edamame, has been shown to be safe and even beneficial for hormone balance in both men and women. The key is choosing minimally processed soy, not isolated soy protein powders or heavily processed snacks. When it comes to preparation, the best cooking method is light steaming. This keeps the texture intact while preserving nutrients like folate and isoflavones. Avoid overcooking or pan frying in oil, which can destroy delicate antioxidants. One easy recipe? Try steamed edamame sprinkled with sea salt, garlic powder, and a squeeze of lemon. This makes a perfect high-protein, blood sugar-friendly snack or side dish that's rich in flavor and loaded with fiber. A smart precaution: if you have a soy allergy or thyroid condition, talk to your healthcare provider before adding edamame to your routine. Also, skip prepackaged frozen edamame with added flavorings or sauces, as they may contain added sugars or sodium. In terms of affordability, a 16-ounce, 1-pound bag of frozen edamame costs around $2.50 to $3.50 in most U.S. grocery stores, enough for 2 hearty servings. That makes it one of the most affordable, protein-rich plant foods that can help stabilize blood sugar, improve heart and nerve health, support insulin function, and leave you feeling satisfied for hours. Third on list, nuts and seeds. Whether you're managing type 1, type 2, or prediabetes, nuts and seeds are one of the most valuable protein sources you can add to your daily routine. Unlike animal-based proteins, these plant-based options also deliver fiber, healthy fats, magnesium, and antioxidants, all of which are vital for stabilizing blood sugar, supporting insulin function, and reducing inflammation. A 1-ounce serving, about a small handful, of mixed nuts like almonds, walnuts, and pistachios provides around 6 to 7 grams of protein, or 12 to 14% of the daily value, along with 2 to 3 grams of fiber and virtually no sugar. Pumpkin, chia, flax, and sunflower seeds add another layer of benefits, especially for the heart, kidneys, and nerves, which often take the hardest hit in diabetes. Let's take almonds as an example. They're high in magnesium and vitamin E, both of which help lower oxidative stress and improve insulin sensitivity. 1 ounce gives you 19% of the daily value for protein and over 20% for magnesium, which is particularly important for people with type 2 diabetes and those with prediabetes. Walnuts shine in their omega-3 content, which reduces inflammation and supports brain and nerve function, especially important for type 1 diabetics prone to nerve damage. Chia seeds, on the other hand, expand in the stomach, creating a gel-like effect that slows digestion and sugar absorption, perfect for reducing post-meal spikes in all diabetic types. Here's a fun fact. Research has shown that regular consumption of nuts and seeds can lead to a 10 to 15% reduction in A1C levels over time when used as part of a balanced diet. They also support appetite control, which is critical for preventing insulin resistance in prediabetics. But here's a myth many people still believe. Nuts are fattening and should be avoided if you have diabetes. Not true. While nuts are calorie-dense, their healthy fats actually support metabolic health, improve cholesterol, and don't lead to weight gain when eaten in proper portions. In fact, they help prevent the kind of blood sugar crashes that drive overeating. The best way to enjoy nuts and seeds is raw or dry roasted, without added salt, sugar, or oil. Avoid processed snack mixes and honey-roasted varieties, which can spike blood sugar or raise sodium levels. One great recipe idea? Make your own diabetic-friendly trail mix using 1 tablespoon each of almonds, walnuts, pumpkin seeds, and sunflower seeds, plus a sprinkle of cinnamon. It's crunchy, satisfying, and stabilizes energy levels for hours. A quick precaution: while nuts and seeds are generally safe, those with kidney disease or GI sensitivities should monitor intake due to the phosphorus and oxalate content. Also, chew well to improve digestibility, especially with seeds like flax or chia. Prices vary, but you can expect $5 to $8 per pound for most raw nuts and seeds in the U.S. And since one serving is just an ounce, they remain cost-effective over time. Whether you're living with type 1, type 2, or prediabetes, nuts and seeds give you protein, fiber, and healthy fats, all in one compact, powerful package. Fourth on list, tofu and tempeh. Tofu and tempeh may both come from soybeans, but they offer two very different experiences and two deeply valuable tools for people managing diabetes. Let's start with tofu. A half cup of firm tofu, about 4.4 ounces or 126 grams, provides roughly 21 grams of complete plant protein, which is 42% of the daily value, without any cholesterol and with only 2 grams of carbs, making its glycemic index essentially negligible. But the real power lies in its amino acid profile. Unlike many plant proteins, tofu contains all 9 essential amino acids, making it especially helpful for supporting insulin production, muscle repair, and hormone balance. Tempeh, on the other hand, is a fermented form of soy, giving it extra digestive and gut health benefits that diabetics often need. One 3-ounce serving, about 85 grams, of tempeh contains around 16 grams of protein, 32% of the daily value, and 6 to 7 grams of fiber, delivering extended satiety and slower glucose absorption. Fermentation also enhances the bioavailability of minerals like iron, 15% DV, calcium, 10% DV, and magnesium, 13% DV, all of which play a direct role in supporting blood sugar regulation, nerve function, and heart rhythm. Tempeh also contains natural probiotics, which may improve insulin sensitivity by strengthening the gut barrier and reducing inflammation, an underlying factor in type 2 diabetes. A common myth says, tofu is just bland filler with no real benefits. But in reality, tofu acts like a blank canvas, absorbing flavor beautifully when marinated or sautéed in herbs and spices. It's low in saturated fat, high in heart-protective isoflavones, and easy to digest, especially for people who struggle with heavier meats or dairy. To get the best out of tofu, press out the water and bake or sauté it gently in olive or avocado oil with turmeric, garlic, or chili flakes. This retains nutrients while boosting flavor without excessive calories. With tempeh, the best method is light steaming or pan-searing after slicing, then pairing it with fiber-rich veggies in a stir-fry or wrap. A blood sugar-friendly recipe? Try pan-seared tempeh with sautéed cabbage, bell pepper, and a splash of low-sodium tamari sauce. It's high in protein, fiber, and gut-friendly compounds. Here's a quick precaution. Both tofu and tempeh are soy-based, so they're not suitable for those with soy allergies. Also, highly flavored or pre-marinated commercial versions may contain added sugars or sodium, so always check the label. Price-wise, tofu is very affordable, around $1.50 to $2.50 per 14 to 16-ounce block, while tempeh runs slightly higher at $2.50 to $3.50 for an 8-ounce package. Still, both offer exceptional nutritional value per dollar, helping lower A1C, reduce inflammation, protect the heart and kidneys, and keep energy levels steady. Question before we move on: where are you watching from? Type your city or country in the comments below. It's always inspiring to see how many people around the world are working to take control of their health. Fifth on list, fatty fish. When it comes to protein sources that work across type 1, type 2, and prediabetes, few foods are as powerful or as protective as fatty fish. Salmon, sardines, mackerel, trout, and herring all deliver high-quality, complete protein while offering a rare bonus: long-chain omega-3 fatty acids. These omega-3s aren't just good for the heart. They actively reduce inflammation, support insulin sensitivity, and help protect nerves and kidneys from the slow damage diabetes can cause over time. A 3.5-ounce cooked serving of wild salmon, for example, provides around 22 grams of protein, which is 44% of the daily value, with zero carbohydrates and about 200 calories, making it extremely blood sugar friendly. The anti-inflammatory power of fatty fish is one of its biggest advantages. In people with type 2 diabetes and prediabetes, chronic low-grade inflammation can worsen insulin resistance and raise A1C. But regular intake of omega-3s from fatty fish has been shown to reduce fasting glucose, lower triglycerides, and protect blood vessels from the damage caused by high blood sugar. In type 1 diabetes, where autoimmune damage affects the pancreas, omega-3s also help calm immune overactivity and support nerve tissue. Sardines and mackerel add an extra boost with vitamin D, providing 30% to 40% of the daily value, and calcium at 10% to 15% of the daily value, both of which are critical for immune regulation, blood pressure control, and bone strength. One fascinating benefit: fatty fish is one of the few foods that has shown potential to lower albumin levels in urine, a key marker of kidney stress in diabetics. It also protects the retina, supports brain health, and helps reduce the risk of depression and memory decline, which are more common in long-term diabetes. Now let's clear up a common myth. Fatty fish is bad for cholesterol. Actually, it's the opposite. Omega-3s help raise HDL, the good cholesterol, and lower triglycerides, which are often elevated in insulin resistance and metabolic syndrome. The best cooking methods are baking, steaming, or grilling, which preserve the delicate omega-3s without introducing harmful compounds. Avoid deep frying, which can oxidize the fats and cancel out their benefits. One diabetic-friendly recipe: try oven-baked salmon with a garlic lemon herb crust, served alongside roasted Brussels sprouts and a small portion of quinoa. It's balanced, high in protein and fiber, and keeps blood sugar steady for hours. Precaution: some fatty fish like king mackerel, swordfish, and tilefish can be high in mercury. For safety, aim for 2 to 3 servings per week of low-mercury options like salmon, sardines, trout, or light canned tuna. Pregnant individuals or those with compromised liver or kidney function should consult a doctor before increasing fish intake. In terms of cost, fatty fish ranges from $3 to $7 per serving, depending on the type and whether it's fresh, frozen, or canned. Canned sardines or salmon offer a budget-friendly alternative without sacrificing nutrition. For anyone managing type 1, type 2, or prediabetes, fatty fish brings together protein, heart protection, nerve support, and real anti-inflammatory healing, all in a single meal. Sixth on list, lean beef. Lean beef may not get as much praise as plant proteins or fish, but when chosen and prepared correctly, it can be a powerful and nutrient-dense option for people with type 1, type 2, and prediabetes. A 3.5-ounce serving of cooked lean beef, such as sirloin tip, top round, or eye of round, delivers about 26 grams of high-quality protein, which is 52% of the daily value, with 0 grams of carbohydrate and around 180 to 200 calories. Its zero glycemic index means it has no direct effect on blood sugar levels, yet its nutrient profile supports many areas of diabetic health, especially muscle maintenance, insulin sensitivity, and iron balance. Beef is rich in vitamin B12, providing 100% of the daily value, and zinc at 60% of the daily value, two nutrients essential for nerve repair and immune defense, both of which can become compromised in long-term diabetes. It also contains 15% of the daily value for iron, crucial for oxygen transport, and 30% of the daily value for niacin, which improves circulation and supports healthy cholesterol levels. For individuals with insulin resistance, the protein in lean beef helps prevent blood sugar crashes and reduces appetite swings, especially when paired with fiber-rich vegetables. People with type 1 diabetes may also benefit from its support in maintaining lean muscle, especially when glucose control is challenging. Here's a myth we need to address. Red meat is automatically bad for diabetics. This only holds true for processed or high-fat cuts, like sausages, bacon, or marbled steaks, linked to inflammation and cardiovascular risk. But lean, unprocessed cuts eaten in moderation offer protein, iron, and metabolic support without harming blood sugar. For maximum benefit, the best cooking methods are grilling, broiling, baking, or slow roasting, without burning or charring. Avoid deep frying or pan frying in butter, which can increase saturated fat intake. A blood sugar-friendly recipe? Try oven-roasted top-round beef slices served with sautéed green beans and a small portion of mashed cauliflower. It's satisfying, low in carbs, and helps support both satiety and A1C control. One important precaution: individuals with kidney issues, especially in later stages, should limit red meat frequency to avoid excess protein and phosphorus load. Also, avoid processed deli meats or cured beef products, which often contain added nitrates, sodium, and sugar-based glazes that can harm heart health and spike blood pressure. Lean beef prices vary by cut and region, but on average you'll pay around $5 to $7 per pound, which yields about 3 cooked servings. When balanced with vegetables and healthy fats, lean beef becomes a smart, high-protein option that fuels energy, protects nerves, stabilizes insulin, and provides iron and B vitamins essential for whole body function, especially for those managing diabetes or working to prevent it. Final thought: when it comes to managing type 1, type 2, or prediabetes, protein isn't just about building muscle, it's about protecting what matters most. The right proteins can support healthy blood sugar, reduce inflammation, protect your nerves, kidneys, and heart, and keep your energy stable throughout the day. Whether it's the anti-inflammatory power of fatty fish, the gut-friendly strength of tempeh, or the steady fuel from eggs and edamame, each of these 6 foods gives you more than just nutrition, they give you control. If you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more easy-to-understand, science-based diabetes content made especially for you. Drop a comment below. Which protein do you eat most often, and how do you like to prepare it? Let's learn from each other.